What is up, guys? It's your boy Iron Cactus, and today the first Iron Banner of Season of the Witch within Destiny 2 has just gone live, and with it comes 2 new weapons to go after. And by new, I mean 2 returning weapons based on older weapons that came out years ago at this point, but they're back with all new perks, and in one case an all new element. And so we're going to be going over the potential god rolls for both PvE and PvP that these things can acquire, and discussing if Iron Banner is worth grinding to get them. And so let's get started. Now, first things first, we're going to be looking at the point of the Stag bow. Now, this thing is arc and belongs to the precision frame damage archetype. Taking a look at the perks here, thanks to light.gg, we have the normal assortment of bowstrings. Generally, you're looking to improve the draw time in most cases. After that, we have a bunch of shafts. I'm used to seeing these. Essentially, you're going for the best stats that you want for your preferred role. Something like stability didn't used to be good, but now that it reduces incoming flinch, it's actually pretty desirable. Then we have the first main perk slot. Starting things off, no distractions to reduce flinch. Then we have shot swap to improve the swap speed. We have archer's tempo to improve the draw time and rate of fire, fantastic perk. We have elemental capacitor to improve a bunch of different things depending on your subclass. Pugilist to give melee energy, Slick Jaw for an improvement to handling. Then in the second main perk column, we do have Dragonfly for those elemental explosions on precision kills, Vorpal Weapon to improve damage output against bosses, Eye of the Storm to improve accuracy when you're getting hit, Swashbuckler to improve damage output, a new one, Precision Instrument, dealing sustained damage increases precision damage, and then lastly we have Golden Tricorn for another way to increase your damage. Then to end things off, we have Sulking Wolf, the Iron Banner origin trait. While at low health, Guardian Final Blows with this weapon grant enhanced radar and remove you from opposing radar, actually a very good PvP perk. And then we have Wildcard. Now this is a brand new origin trait just added this season, and it says Final Blows with this weapon have a chance to create experimental submunitions at the target's location. What the heck does that do? Well, luckily I did get a fusion rifle with this same origin trait, and you can see me use it right here. Essentially, when you do get a kill, it's going to produce essentially what is a Telesto ball, and if enemies get near it, it will explode and damage them. If you actually kill more powerful targets, like you see when I take down this red bar, it will spawn multiple of these explosive balls. So overall, not the most insane origin trait, but it's just pure upside and extra damage in a lot of scenarios. Now, let's talk about the PvE god roll you want to be going for. In this first column, it's clear Archer's Tempo. By far the best PvE perk here, and it's not even close. Like, this is god tier on a ton of different roles out there, and you're combining it with, well, for consistency, you might just want Vorpal Weapon. That was actually the OG role, Archer's Tempo plus Vorpal, but it's going to serve you well if you're fighting champions. It's going to trigger if you have, for example, what's available just this season with anti-barrier bow rounds, or you could go with the damage increase from Swashbuckler, Precision Instrument even, or Golden Tricorn, and if you like explosions, you could always go with Dragonfly. Now, for the PvP god roll, you do want to pay more attention to the bowstrings and the arrows. Do you want the fastest draw time possible? Well, you want something like Elastic String. Do you want an absolute max accuracy roll? Well, you want something like Fiberglass Arrow Shaft, right? Now, for the second perk, you could go with no distractions for flinch, elemental capacitor, but in most cases, you're still going to just go with Archer's Tempo. Being able to shoot your bow faster is such a dramatic increase in damage output. And then after that, well, for the consistency, you could go with Eye of the Storm. This thing is going to let you, if you're getting shot, shoot someone in the toe and it'll give you a headshot. That's how it works on other weapons like hand cannons. But more realistically, you could go with Vorpal Weapon to actually do huge damage against other enemies and their supers, but going with just Swashbuckler, Golden Tricorn, or maybe Precision Instrument to try it out because it's a new perk for that damage increase, and having that potential of, if you get as high of a damage increase as possible with these perks, you can potentially one-shot other enemies within PvP. That is incredibly good, but it does require often quite a lot of setup. So overall, the point of the Stag seems like a good solid bow, but it's also not doing anything to blow me away. I've seen these perk combos before, except obviously with the exception of Precision Instrument, that might be worth trying out. Now, moving on from there, guys, we have the Guided Sight Scout Rifle. This is going to be a Strand high impact frame damage archetype. Now, taking a look at the perks here, we do have our normal assortment of barrels. Generally, I would advise avoiding something like full bore. The reduction in stability is going to harm your flinch resistance, so Hammer Forged is fine. Balancing both stability and range is going to be fine. Really, it doesn't matter too much other than, again, I don't like full bore. But after that, in that second column, generally something like Extended Mag or Appended Mag to improve the magazine size is great for PvE, and then something like high cal rounds to improve your flinch, or even ricochet rounds to improve your stats is what you want in PvP. Or you could go with something like Flared Magwell or Alloy Magazine to improve your reload speed. After that, guys, we have our first main perk column, and we start here with a brand new perk, Enlightened Action. Dealing damage improves reload speed and handling. So we've seen many perks before improve reload speed, but this seems like one of the easiest ones to trigger. Do damage. I mean, obviously, you're going to be doing that. After that, Demolitionist to improve grenade recharge, Moving Target to improve strafe speed, Tunnel Vision to improve aim assistance after kill and reload, Perpetual Motion to improve stability handling and reload when you sprint, Gut Shot Straight to improve body shot damage, and then in the second column, because it's a strand weapon, we do have Hatchling to create hatchlings, Adrenaline Junkie to improve the damage, Kill Clip to improve the damage after a reload, Encore to improve stability, range, and accuracy. Then we have Cascade Point to improve your rate of fire if you use other weapons. And then we yet again have Precision Instrument to improve your damage. Now we also, just like the point of the Stag, have a brand new Weapon Foundry origin trait here. In this case, it's Nadir Focus. Sustained fire increases accuracy and range, increases lunge distance for swords, and projectile velocity for launchers. So basically, for a scout rifle, yeah, accuracy and range is nice, but especially with a high impact, you already have a lot of accuracy and range, so that's not going to be anything crazy. Now, what am I going for the PvE god roll? Well, I'm absolutely going for, I think, Demolitionist in that first column. Demo in the left column, any weapon that has that, I really like. The improvements of your grenade provided by Demolitionist are substantial, and often you really want your grenades. Hey, you're using this in a Strand build. Who doesn't want more Threadling grenades or Suspend grenades? They're amazing, right? After that, I would maybe go with Enlightened Action. It just seems like such an easy perk to trigger, and obviously improving the reload speed is great. And then I'm combining that with either Hatchling, like if I'm a dedicated Strand Hatchling build, that's what I want. But Adrenaline Junkie is great, especially combined with Demo. That's kind of the wombo combo right there. And Kill Clip is going to be good as well to improve the damage output. Maybe Precision Instrument. After that, guys, for the PvP god roll, again, get stuff to improve your stats. Hammer Forge plus Ricochet rounds is going to be great, or High Cal. And then, well, things get a little bit more interesting. You could go with Tunnel Vision to improve that aim assistance. Perpetual Motion is very often active in PvP. Moving Target for like those strafing kills can be great. And then in that second column, I think it's really just Kill Clip, because if you can get a damage boost going with a high impact frame and you can kill in one shot less, that's very good. Adrenaline Junkie is going to be a lot harder to get to the amount of damage boost you need to actually do that. Now, the other really interesting one is Cascade Point. Kills with another weapon is going to improve the rate of fire. So if you're using, I don't know, like a sniper and you get a pick, you can swap to your scout rifle, and high impact frames already have a pretty fast time to kill. That's going to be increased quite a bit with Cascade Point. You could potentially just mow someone down. Now, you then have to have 2 long-range weapons to accomplish this. You do again have to get, a pick with your 1 round of special. It could be a lot of setup. There's absolutely a payoff, and we don't see this perk very often, so it's something to consider. But again, it's a little risky to run that. Overall, guys, this seems like, again, just a decent high impact frame. Now, the difference here between this and the point of the Stag is that we have a lot of arc weapons in the game. Like, a lot, years and years of arc weapons. We have less than a year of strand weapons. So there really isn't too many strand weapons to utilize in loadouts. So if you're going after that, the amount of desirability this weapon has goes up quite a bit. Now, if you don't care about strand weapons, you already have a good strand scout rifle, you know, from Guardian Games, the Traxopus, I think, something like that, then the value of this weapon goes down because there's quite a lot of high impact frames. Generally, they aren't the best for PvE, and they're kind of, you know, okay in PvP depending on how big the map you play and how much you camp. Just kidding, not really. And so that's really going to impact if you're going after this. Overall, guys, I think both weapons, they're perfectly fine. They do bring some new things to the table. Having access to that precision instrument as well as some new origin traits is very cool, but again, they're not absolutely blowing me away with incredibly powerful perk combinations. So there's my assessment. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it informative, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.